In the beginning. All right, awesome. I think we're live.
Yes, we
That's cool.
are.
Yeah, we can see the number of viewers right there. That's cool.
Sure.
All right, I see. Okay, 9 viewers. So let's wait a little bit and then we can start.
All right. Hey, you guys. How's everyone doing? I think we still
All
got
right.
9 people.
All right. So yeah, let's start. Let's do like a quick intro.
Sure.
Go ahead, Jen.
All right. So, hey, it's Jay. I'm a new developer relations advocate at Coreum. So, I'm really excited for this workshop. Me and Helwan is doing this workshop, and Helwan is going to be doing the code part. And Helwan, yeah.
Yeah, and Jay will be answering your questions. So if you have any question during the workshop, feel free to put them in the chat. And yeah, so my name is Elwan. I'm a developer relation engineer at Coreum. And today we're going to see how to build a decentralized application that interact with the Coreum network. All right, so I'll close my camera and share my screen. All right.
Perfect.
Awesome. So this is what we are going to build today. So we're going to build this web application where user can create their smart token collection and interact with it on the Core network by signing messages through their web wallet. All right, so that is the end result. We're gonna get there pretty soon. The code base is available on GitHub. If you click right here on this link, and the website is live also for you to try on this address. So maybe what we can do right now is comment that address, this website, into the YouTube comments so everyone can access to the website and go to the GitHub code base to follow along if they want to.
Mhm.
All right. So, all right. So quickly before we start coding, I would like to touch base on what are smart tokens and what is a decentralized application, so we can fully understand the scope of the workshop. So I'm gonna show you this diagram right here, and this is a deployment diagram that show you what is a decentralized application and how it interacts with a blockchain. So yeah, super quickly, a decentralized application is a software that run and store data on a decentralized network. So for us, it means that we will have a client application, so the website, so to speak, which main logic, but with the main logic being executed, the main logic will be executed on the blockchain. Sorry. So right here, you can see that we have the web application. So the web application is your browser, so to speak. Then we have the web UI, which is the website itself. And this web UI interact with your web-based wallet. So your web-based wallet is either Kepler, Leap, MetaMask for EVM chains, for example, or Cosmos Station, to name a few. Um, some dApps are more decentralized than others, but I think that's another story. So right now, one could ask, okay, so why is my wallet interacting directly with the blockchain layer instead of interacting with smart contracts, right? And that will be a legitimate question. So the answer is because on this workshop we're going to interact with smart tokens. And so to give a brief overview on what are smart tokens, they are assets that live at the protocol level. So it means that in order to use and benefits from those fungible and non-fungible tokens, you don't need to deploy a smart contract. And this is why in this diagram, the wallet will be interacting directly with the blockchain itself and not with a smart contract. And that is a powerful paradigms because it means several things, right? It means that first of all, the dev work and all the heavy lifting have already been done for you. So we are going to see in the workshop that you can create smart token collection that directly inherit from a set of features that you can easily pick up depending of your use case. And this is for fungible and non-fungible token. The second thing is that you can rely and scale your business knowing that the gas that is induced by operating those tokens is deterministic as well as their behavior, of course. And the last thing is that you can always extend the smart token logic by wrapping them into a smart contract. So for example, let's say if you have the use case which smart token do not cover out of the box, you could still make some call to a smart contract that will own the smart tokens and have extra logic wrap around the smart tokens. Um, all right, so that's pretty much it for the first part and the definition. So I think we can start coding. All right, let's do it. So the first thing is to open the terminal and to run npx create Coreum app. So what is create Coreum app? So create Coreum app is a framework that we developed that enable you to bootstrap your web app and decentralized application development. And it comes with a set of components and features that are super helpful. So we get into that in a few seconds. So what template we want to use? So right now there is only the Next.js template. We'll get into it also on what is Next.js. So let's select this name. So project name, let's say my dApp, my decentralized application, and then we click enter. So it's going to take some time to load. And what is happening under the hood is that it is doing a Git pull on the create Coreum app repo, which soon going to be open source, and then it is doing an npm install to install out of the dependency. And I think we can see it right here. Yeah. All right, perfect. So everything is installed. And next, what I'm going to do is take this newly installed application and right here, open it in VS Code. All right. So what we can see right here is that we have the main folder, so my dApp folder right here. And you can see that this is a Next.js application. It also includes Tailwind CSS, which is a CSS framework that allows you to cherry pick some CSS classes out of the box. So it's super helpful. It also helps you to make your design more coherent and more and to develop it in a faster way. And then it comes with other set of things. So, but first of all, what we can do right here is do npm run dev to run the project and see what is going on. All right, so it says that it's live. It's running on localhost 3000. All right, so perfect. It's loading. Okay, and this is what come out of the box. So you have the Coreum logo and you have this connect wallet button right here. And what it allows you to do, let's click on it. It allows you to, out of the box, connect to a lot of different wallets. So for example, Kepler, Leap, Frontier, Cosmos Station, the same for the mobile version of those wallets. And you can also extend it to add new wallets. For example, I believe there is an extension for the Ledger, for Ledger devices. All right. So yeah, let's try to connect the wallet. For example, Kepler, boom. So I'm connected on Kepler on the testnet, and I could, for example, try to connect on another wallet, right? Leap, for example. So right now you don't really see it, but it's asking me to enter my password. All right, so I just enter my password. I have my wallet address. You can also see this wallet on the Coreum Explorer. Copy your address or disconnect. All right, so this is my address on the Coreum network, on the testnet. All right, so that being said, let's take another quick look on what is in the package. So you have mainly the big thing right here is if you go in context, you will see that you have the Coreum signer provider. And what is this provider? It's a wrapper around CosmoKit, um, which which enable you to encode Coreum messages type in order to interact with Coreum custom modules, such as smart tokens. And this is super important because this is how your wallet is going to interact with the blockchain. So it means that we need to encode the data that the user is entering, encode it the proper way, and then send it to the wallet for it to be signed. And after that, it can be ultimately broadcasted to the blockchain. All right, so let's start the actual coding. So I'll go into and basically this is the standard folder structure of Next.js. So it's pretty straightforward. Next.js come with some routing that is pretty opinionated. So for example, in pages, you have index. So that means that this is the root file of your website, but you could create another page, for example, test.tsx, and that will, if you go to localhost /test.tsx /test, this is the content that is going to be rendered. All right, so let's try to add some thing just to make sure that everything is working. So hello world, and then let's make the text white. I need to put it into class name. All right, so text white, and justify center. All right, let's save. All right. Okay, it should be in the center, but we can see that we have hello world right here, and that is it working. Okay. So the next thing for us, when we're going to prepare the different components that are going to allow us to replicate this application. All right, so the first thing that we need to do is, of course, create in components the different files that will hold the UI components. So let's create a new file that is going to be called a new folder. Actually, we're going to put all of the NFT related content into the NFT folder. So NFTs, new file. So we need a file to component that will render the create collection logic. So create collection.tsx. We need a file to mint. So mint.tsx. We also need a file to preview. So let's do preview.tsx. And we need a last one to send those tokens. All right, so this is done. The next thing is to create a util folder for the components, and this util will be used for this navbar. So we need to create this navbar as well. So let's do it. Okay, utils. And let's create a bar.tsx component. All right. So let's go into the bar component and start coding it. So what we did for the bar component, and I think this is a pretty cool website, so have a look, everyone. If you go to headless.ui, you will see that this website comes with a set of predefined React components that you can easily leverage and use into your application. So for example, you will see that in that thing right here, you have the code that is corresponding to this end result. So what we're going to do right here to gain some times is use that exact same component. Okay, so let's copy it. paste it. Perfect. All right, so we can see that we have our tabs right here. So next thing we can do is go into our page right here and import the tab component. Perfect, and see what it looks like. All right. All right, it seems that we have an error. Let's see what is going on. Tab component is missing the group type. Oh. All right, so let's do export bar. I want to put export default right here. Perfect. All right, let's make sure we import it the right way. Bar. All right, it should work that time. So export default function bar. Let's see if it works. Okay, it's still not working. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take the exact same component that I built already for the website. So I'm going to copy paste it right here and put it right here, and I can explain what's going on. All right, let's see if that one works. Element type is invalid. You got undefined. You likely forgot to export your component. Okay, so this is not working. Let's try again and try to import the bar one more time. Okay, perfect. So this one is working. So it means that we're just missing some props into our components, but it should work right now. All right, so let's look at the bar component super quickly because it's not the most interesting thing of the workshop, but basically what we have right here is all basic HTML components. So HTML, yeah, divs. So we have this label that say select a tab, then we pass a props, which is an array of tabs. And in this array, we're going to map through this array and do tabs.name. And every time someone click on the array on the tab, we want to set it as the current tab. So this is what we're doing right here. All right. So now let's get back into our main file. All right, page into the page folder, so the index.tsx file. And what we want to do is create tabs, a tabs array. So our array will have the following thing. So we'll have something like name, for example. So name, we want to create collection as the first element of the array, and current, let's say this is going to be the current view, right? Next one. Perfect. Thank you, Copilot. So those are all of the different things that we want. The next thing, the two other props that our bar component are taking is use state to set the state. So current tab, set tab. And we're going to say this is the first, the initial state of this variable. So we are going to import useState from React. Perfect. And in the props right here, we are going to say, so the tabs should be the one that we have right here. So tabs. The other thing is the current tab that we want to pass right here, and that is going to be the current tab. And the next thing is the function itself. So set current tab. All right, perfect. All right, so let's see if that works. All right, cool, it works. So we have our three, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5 different tabs. Awesome. And perfect. So actually, I just noticed this is what not what we want for the workshop. So we want mint right here. We want preview NFT, and we want send NFT. All right, that's better. So the next thing in our application, we need to wrap this bar into some kind of nice class, so it does not take the whole space right here. Okay, so we're gonna create a div right here. All right, we're gonna put the bar into it. Okay, and the next thing is to add some class to this bar. So we want the mean height to be 1.5, and all of these are classic Tailwind CSS class. And you can look at the documentation on the Tailwind website. So container mx auto. So this is margin lateral, let's say. Background no repeat. And this is going to be for the background that we're going to put. Actually, let's do something else. This, and then what we're going to do is rounded MD for the bar to be rounded. So it looks better now, right? The last thing we're going to do for the background of our tabs, we're going to go and get this. So this is a really cool website where you can create your gradients. So let's pick one. Let's try the Apple one, for example. And we're going to come here and paste it. All right, perfect. So now we have this bar. If we try to do something, for example, hello. All right, perfect. So we have the bar, the background for the bar. So we just need the content right now. So the first content that we're going to do is create collection. So let's do it. So let's jump into the create collection.tsx file. And the first thing we want to do is to export the component. All right. And after that, we are going to create this component right here. So this is going to take a little bit of time, but it's going to be super interesting. So what you see here is the div, the inputs that you need in order to create your NFT smart token collection. So you need a name, a symbol for this collection, a URI, a description, and you can set some royalty rates. The 5 smart features that you can attach to this collection are burning, freezing, whitelisting, disable sending, and soulbound. So it means that if you create a collection and, for example, enable freezing, all the NFTs that you are going to mint within this class are going to inherit from those smart features. All right, so let's do it. So let's start with the create collection part. So the first thing we need to do is for those 2 goals right here, we need to create some use states that will hold the state of the user selection, right? So let's do is burning enabled, and then send burning enabled to false from now. Let's import this from React. There is no minting in NFT, so it's going to be is freezing enable. We're going to have the appropriate function that's going to set the freezing. All right. then we add is whitelisting enable. All right. Okay. And the last one was actually two last one is disable sending enable. Copilot, what you doing? Yeah, for those of you who don't use Copilot, so it's a pretty awesome tool. So make sure you use it. Sometimes it really helps you to gain some sometimes sometime not really, but it's a really nice product. So disable sending right here. Awesome. Disable. Enable. All right, cool. Last one is soulbound. Enable says. Do we have any questions so far, Jer?
No, we don't have any questions. So what I'm doing is I'm actually also explaining what's happening to the application. So for example,
Nice.
explaining the hooks. So if you guys are still confused, I will just paste it in the chat. What's your burning enable? What is freezing enable? You guys will understand better. I will just paste it right now.
Amazing. Yeah, maybe you can explain what are those features and what they actually do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. So the next thing will be to add a return to this component, so we can actually render something. So perfect. And what we want to render is actually pretty big. So I'll start coding it, and then I'll add something that I've prepared beforehand to fast track this workshop. All right, so we need a first div that will encode all of the other components. So class name, we need some styling right here. So let's do those styling, some padding. The text, we want it white. And another div. All right. Perfect. And let's say class name, line block. Okay, and inside this class name, we're going to start putting actually the content. So let's put the name of the tag that we're putting. So some function once again, some class, sorry. And then we can have actually the. So you see, guys, right now we don't do anything really blockchain related. It's really creating your layout. But I think it's interesting to see that there is nothing crazy going on with most of the decentralized application, because it's at least the one that on the front end part. So it's really easy to do user interface. After that, doing it well and having the good styling, that's another story. But just to create it, it's pretty straightforward. So smart tokens collection. So let's say, and it can be this. We can say, for example, we want another color for this one. So let's do text emerald 500. And then in that one, we can do create your. All right, so let's see what this is looking like. Let's refresh. Okay. Yes, because we need to go here, and instead of the hello, we're gonna put our component. So create collection. All right, boom. All right, so create your smart token collection. There is a little thing right here. We need to actually do this. And yeah, it's way better. So you see the background, super cool. So we have this gradient, but at the end of the day, it's really up to you of what styling you want to apply. So okay, so next thing, what we're gonna do is to add those the form, so the inputs. So what I'm going to do for us to gain some time, I'm just gonna copy paste the the code that I prepared beforehand for the workshop. Okay, so right here, what we're gonna do is come here and copy paste the rest of the code. All right, so all right, that's better. So we have all of this thing right here. So I'll just tell you super quickly what is happening. So we have this form. So the form will hold the different inputs. So the inputs right here, to do an analogy with what we already have. So those are the names, the symbol, the URI, the description, and the royalty. So those are all into the input. And you see that every time that there is a new change in those variables, in those inputs, sorry, we update the name variables, which we don't have right now. So let's do it. So let's put a comment right here and say that those are the toggles, and we want to add another one for the inputs. So name set name, symbol set symbol, URI set URI, description, royalties, and that's it. All right. Next thing, this switch component, we're gonna import from um, React UI, which is the website I showed you before, when you can have all of these different components out of the box. And the last thing we want for this actually will be to create a function to aggregate classes. So let's create it super quickly. Perfect. All right, so what are we missing? So is freezing enable? Okay, so there is a typo here, good. What is the next one? Is whitelisting enable? Okay. Whitelisting, okay. Is disabled sending the disabled? All right. Just copy paste and make sure that the name of the variables are still are current. So is soulbound token enable? Do the same right here. Thanks. Okay. And on change, let's say just want to make sure set is soulbound enable. Okay, cool. Is soulbound enabled? Perfect. And right here we want to preview. Okay, cool. So we don't have any more errors. So let's see what that's bring to our application, but super quickly. So the inputs, right? And all of this, it's only for the switch toggles. So it seems like a lot of codes, but actually I didn't write it myself. I took it from Headless UI, as I was saying. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere like,
It's right here, switch toggles.
oh, yes, good catch. So yeah, switch toggles. And you can see that it's the exact same code right here. All right. So yeah, let's see what we have right now. So we have our background, we have the toggles that we can enable or not. And what is cool is that what we already have also is the states. So it means that if I do a name, so for example, hello, then you will have this saved into a variable that we can use later on. So super quick, let's change this background because it's super, it's too bright. Okay, so let's go in the index and let's do instead of 500, let's do 900. That should be better. All right, it's better. So we have all of this. The last thing that we need to do is to add a button that will send the transaction. And we also need to craft the transaction message and to import the Coreum signer to sign the message. So let's do it. So let's go back into create collection. What we are going to do right here is actually maybe before what I can show you before importing the Coreum signer is what is going on with the context. So pretty much what we do right here is that we have we're getting the chain context offline signer. So this is the context that we get from the wallet that is connected. After that, the thing that we need to do, because smart tokens are custom module on the Coreum blockchain and not already inside the native CosmJS library, we need to import those custom messages. So the first custom messages is actually the one to issue an NFT class, and we map it with the message issue class. The same for the minting and the same for the send. So what we're doing right here is telling, okay, we're telling the wallet, okay, this is how you should encrypt and actually how you should encode those messages. It will become more clear when we actually create the messages. All right, so let's create our first message. So this one, let's call it new NFT collection. Okay, so we'll do NFT dot issue. Actually, let's first of all import the NFT module from Coreum.js. Okay, so Coreum.js is the library that comes with all of the different message types. So we can make sure then that when we create our message, they have the right structure. So let's do NFT dot, and you can see that we have all of the different action that we can take from that we can do with NFT. So NFT issue class. So let's create that message. All right. And then the first thing that we need the for the collection class is the issuer. So let's do issuer of the NFT, and that should be the one that have his wallet connected. All right. So what we need to do right here is import the chain context to make sure that we have the proper wallet address right here. Otherwise, it's not going to work, because if we have a difference here between the issuer and the one that is actually signing the message, we're going to have a funny issue that says signature do not match or something like this. So let's import this. Perfect. And chain name. Actually, we have it as a variable right here. Let's import it. Okay. So that should be either you see Coreum testnet, or if you want it to be the mainnet to deploy your collection on the mainnet, you will just do Coreum instead of Coreum testnet. All right. So right here, what we're going to do, so the issuer, we're going to do chain dot context dot address. That will give us the address of the wallet that is connected right here. And after that, we need the symbol of the NFT collection. This one need to be unique. We need the name. We need the description. We need the URL, of course, also. So let's let's add it first. Description, royal P, and then we need the set of features. So the features it's an array, and for each features, I'll write it here. But for example, burning is actually 0. If you want freezing, that is corresponding to the number 1, and so on. So okay, so let's create this feature tab at this feature array. So we have the features. So let's do is freezing enable. Actually, so yeah, because this need to be an array of numbers, what we need to do prior to this is convert the toggles into something that we can use. So we're going to do we are going to create a function that is going to be creating the sorry, that is gonna help us to
Create
create
state array. Yeah.
the states. Yeah, thank you, Jay. All right, so create the state array. Yeah, create the stick. All right, state array, perfect. So what we want to do here is map the different Boolean value to a number. So is freezing enable. So those are the parameter of the function. So let's do is burning enable. Oops, perfect. Whitelisting, disable sending, and soulbound enable. So those are the different um, attributes of the method, let's say. Okay, so now we need to create the array. Okay, let's do pretty good, pretty good. Okay, so what is going on here? So we should have all of this. Okay, so we have the features, that is good. We're pushing. So actually, so what I was saying, if it's burning, that needs to be 0. So let's change it. So is burning enable, that is 0. If it's freezing that we want to add as a property in the collection, we will do 1. We'll push 1 to the array. If it's whitelisting, that is good. That's number 2. If it's disable sending, that's 3. And if it's soulbound, that's 4. So we have an issue right here. What is going on? That is some TypeScript issue probably. Function is missing. Function implementation is missing or not immediately following its declaration. Okay.
Yeah. Go up. Scroll up. Yes, because you gotta specify features to state array or features to number array. If you say semicolons, yeah, semicolon,
Oh, I see.
yeah,
Like this.
number array, number array.
Array.
No, not number array, but like in a list, like
Oh, I see. I see. Like
yeah.
this. Oh, nice, nice. Okay, nice, good one. Okay, only one left. Function implementation is leaving. What do you think of this one? Oh,
Uh,
there is two things, right?
function
Two.
implementation.
Yeah, my bad. There was two parentheses.
Hmm.
All right, awesome. Thank you. So this, now that we have this, we can do something like call this function. So create function array, create state array, sorry. All right, and this we can pass all of the different things that we have. I don't think we need that. Tag. All right, we good. String of undefined. Let's do something like this. Okay, so I think we should be good for this function pretty much. The next thing is to create the button that will broadcast this message and to create the function that will actually broadcast the message. So let's do the button right here. Okay, so we have the button right here. Do we need an enclosing tag for this? Probably. Okay. And let's do create, for example. Okay, perfect. So let's see what's going on. Create. Okay, perfect. So let's see what's happening when we do create. Nothing, right? Because we didn't map it to a function. So the last thing is to create that function. So let's do a function. Create. Okay, let's do create collection. Actually, we used it already. So let's do create new collection. All right, perfect. So what we want to do is in this function is actually to sign the message. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to import the Coreum signer. So let's do Coreum signer. And we want to use context and take the Coreum signer. All right, we don't have it. Let's import it. Boom. Okay. The next thing is to do Coreum.signer. And we can see that we have these, all of those functions. But the one we want to use is sign and broadcast. So let's do sign and broadcast. Perfect. And the first argument of this function is the signer address. So let's do chain.context wallet address dot wallet. The next thing is the message itself that we just created. After that, we need the fee. So we need to create a variable and add the fee. And that's pretty much it. So let's first of all talk about fee super quickly. So in the beginning of the workshop, I said that the fees are deterministic for smart tokens. So if you go right here, deterministic gas on the Coreum website, you're gonna be able to see all of the different fees for each specific message. So in our case, we want to have the message that is going to be able to issue a class. All right. So we see that this is 16,000 UCore as a fee. So let's take this into account and create our fee. Our fee. All right. So I'll just copy paste it, and then let's do const fee. And this is from std fee from Cosm.js equal, and then we can pass the fee itself. So amount, perfect. If someone can tell me what is this crypto coin, but yeah, I don't know what is it. Okay, so ucore. Core and amount 16,000, and the gas fee is also specified into the documentation, the same page, and I believe it's either 11,000 or 11,500. Let's do 1,200. All right. So perfect. So we have right here the fee, the wallet address. Let's do this. So TypeScript is happy. And that's pretty much it. Wallet is not assignable to this, so that's probably because we need the address. Yes. Okay. All right. So I think everything is settled. There is only this error, and it says royalty does not exist in issue class. Okay. So let's delete it then. No, it does exist. Okay. So let's try our function right now. So let's map the function. So on click, we want to call this function that we just created, which is this one. Perfect. So let's add it. All right. Okay, let's see what's happening now. Okay, we're right here. Let's do test token and URL www.test.com. Description, this is a test. Let's do 0 and want to enable, let's say, burning and freezing. Let's do create. All right, so right here we have this transaction that my wallet want me to sign. So what's inside? So the type URL, the custom type that we just had, the value, that's a base 64 of all of the value that we have right here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All of the other things are things from Cosmos. So that should work. Let's try. So okay, actually we didn't make something to print. Okay, so broadcast transaction failed, gas wanted, gas used. All right, so let's increase the gas that we need for this transaction. All right, let's try again. Okay. Okay, so we didn't add any output, right? So we're not going to be able to see what's going on. What I'm going to do to make sure that it went through is copy. Actually, I'll just view my address on the Explorer and make sure that a transaction did happen. So actually, we need to look at the testnet in the Explorer. Okay. All right, so we have a transaction right here, but we can see that it did fail. So let's see why it failed. So out of gas wanted, gas used. That is funny. Let me see something. Gas fees gate. So that should be this one, 65,000. Okay, I see. So it's that price right here time the size of the message. So it really depends on what we put into the token. So let's go here and say that we want this amount of gas. Or you know what? Let's put like a number that is really big so we make sure that it passes. So let's do something like this, but we add a 0. All right. And in the meanwhile, okay, so let's create our collection. So let's see, create. Let's go back into the block explorer. All right, so we do have an issue class, and this one did success. Amazing. So let's see what is going on. So we have all of these, so we can actually in the Explorer preview the message. So you can see that a new NFT class test has been issued by my wallet address. And I can see that I have the URL right here that we just entered in our web application. And we have the issuer, we also have the symbol and the features that we just set. The description as well, the URL hash that we did not set, and the royalty rates, which is 0. Okay, so that's amazing. So we did actually something pretty full stack right here. So we did create this web UI. So actually just the create collection. And then the user was able to enter some information. We're able to take this information, encode it the right way, send it to the wallet for it to be signed by the user. And then this transaction was successfully broadcast to the blockchain. So that is pretty cool. So the next thing, it's pretty much to improve that page. What we can think about right now, it's really design. So for example, like find a gradient that is more that is better. Do you have any idea, Jay, that we could use?
Uh, yeah, we could a little bit darker. I would say a little bit darker side, but
Darker?
it looks
Okay,
good.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. If you can go to the CSS,
So okay, in the index page. So let's see.
yeah,
So yeah.
it
So
says
let's do.
background gradient from green 900, right? So to green
Let's
700.
try emerald.
Okay,
Emerald. I like that. Emerald. Okay. Okay. Better, right?
better. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Much
Cool.
better.
So yeah. So that's the application right here. The create collection. I think we can still do the mint if we have some time. Do how long we've been on there? Probably 1 hour, right?
Almost, yeah, almost 1 hour.
Okay, so what I can do instead of coding it myself is just taking everything that is on the GitHub and copy paste it and explain what's going on. So if you go on that repo, so it's the same repo that you have on this application right here, on the end application, you can click on see the code base and then bring you to this repo. In this repo, you're going to have all of the different workshops that we will do that necessitate a code base. And this workshop is inside Bootstrap Web Development on Coreum. So what I'm going to do is go inside this and I'll just put it on my other monitor and I will just copy paste to show you guys what it's going on. All right, so let's go back right here. Create collection. So we need to do the mint right now. So, okay, so let's go on page right here. And we have this, right? So the next thing we need to do in order to enable user to switch from one page to another is to create a render switch function. There is many ways to do it, but let's do it this way because it's a more straightforward way. So render switch, let's call it like this, like in the tutorial. So render switch, boom. And then what we can do is pretty much this, right? So create collection, preview NFT, and we want right here, just are going to return this, for example, to make sure that it is working. Preview. And default, we're going to return this. Okay, so instead of this right here, rendering this by default, what we can do is call this function. Let's see what's going on. So we here, and we can do mint. So we can see that we have mint, preview, send, and create collection, which is done. So right now, let's do the mint one. So mint right here. So what I do is just copy paste, as I said, the end workshop on the that is sitting on the GitHub. So give me one sec. All right, there it is. Boom. Okay, save and see what we have now for Mint. Still the same thing, makes sense. We need to render right here the right component. So I render Mint component. No, switch the case. So yeah, this is the return that we want to change. So Mint, okay, let's see, boom. And then if we go on Mint, awesome. So we have now create Mint, and we need preview and send NFT. So first of all, let's see what's going on into the Mint component. So it's pretty much the same as the create collection component, but we have some things that differ, right? So for example, the amount of gas of the fees is a little bit different because it's not the exact same message. The gas amount also actually is the same. But what in the ideal scenario, what you will do is that you will do create a function to estimate the gas prior instead of putting a really high number. But yeah, so what is interesting here is that we have this nft.mint message. So the sender right here. So this is still the wallet address. We have the class ID. The class ID is corresponding to the, if I go back right here, it's corresponding to the, it's the unique identifier of your NFT collection. So if you look right here, that is the class ID. So class ID is test token. So it's the name of the collection and concatenated with your wallet address. So what we are going to do is like mint one NFT of this collection. But let's first finish on what the mint message is composed. So we have class ID right here, NFT ID, of course, the NFT ID that you want to mint. You need an ID, you need to give it a name. The URI, sorry, the hash of the URI, and the data. Okay. So pretty much the only thing that differ from the other component is that we have added like this sign and broadcast, this then and catch hooks, callback, to make sure that we can preview the message on the web app. But those are UI changes. Okay, so let's try to mint a new NFT for the collection we just created. So I'm gonna copy paste the ID of the collection, going right here. NFT ID, let's call it, for example, live workshop or love workshop. All right, live workshop, perfect. URI, we can do pretty much whatever we want. Let's do www.coreum.com. And the data that is interesting. So for each NFT, you can attach data that will live on the blockchain. So pretty much most of the time, what is happening with NFTs is that you have the state of the NFT on the blockchain, and then you have a pointer right there, for example, the URL that will say, okay, find the metadata of my NFT on a third-party website or on IPFS. But just this to say that the data most of the time is not on chain, which can be a problem. So right here, what we're going to do is that because smart tokens have the field for data, we're going to add some data. So let's say I'm going to have like a hello world, but that could be, for example, a file, right? Describing your NFT. I mean, a text describing your NFT. So for example, name, then you will have something like I don't know, like if it's an NFT dedicated to game, Power 10, something like this. And all of this you can add to your metadata. So that being said, I'll reconnect my wallet, Kepler, Mint, okay, and then I'll do sign the transaction. Boom. Let's wait a little bit. We should have a message that says something right here. Okay. So it's in green, so it means that everything worked. So that is the raw output of the message. Of course, in a production application, you will like try to put it differently. So let's see what we have in our transaction. Okay, so we do have NFT mint right here. And we have my account right here has minted an NFT that is called Live Workshop, and that is part of this class. So it means that this NFT will inherit from the burning and freezing feature that we have in that class when we created that class. Okay. So that is done, mint. And the next thing is preview. So we want to preview all of the NFT that the user own, and that is done pretty. We can do this super easily. So instead of sending a blockchain message, we can query a REST server, for example, this one. So that is a Coreum node that is exposing some endpoints for you to get all of the information of some smart tokens. Not only smart tokens, coming from the blockchain. So there is a lot of messages, you can study it, but there is message related to Cosm Wasm, to Cosmos SDK itself, and then you have the custom messages right here. So what we're going to do is like query these endpoints and preview the NFT into our web application. All right, so let's do it. So we have the preview component right here. Same, I'll just copy paste it for sake of time. Okay, so what do we have here? We have this function, so get NFTs, and what is this function is doing is just doing a fetch, so basically a get to this REST server to get this endpoint, and we pass the owner parameter. And the owner parameter, we said that it is the wallet that is currently connected to our web application. And when we got this data right here, we add it to this variable. And after that, we just have to loop right here over this data to insert the different line of it, right? So this is, for example, the line that will preview for each NFT, the class ID, NFT ID, the data if there is some, and the URI. So, okay, let's see what it looks like. So I'll go right here, preview. Oh, same things as last time. We need to actually render the proper components. Preview. Oops. Preview. Perfect. Good. So preview, perfect. And you see that I'm able like to showcase all of the different NFT that I have. And the one that we created together is this one. So the live workshop NFT with this data. And you can see that we cannot read the data out of the box. And this is because the data is encoded as base 64, which is a different encoded system from that differ from UTF-8 and is better to store the data on chain. But let's see what it looks like. So I'll do decode. And we do have the same thing that we had prior, name, hello world. And we could have had like a lot of things, for example, the URI of the collection or the whole specs of the NFT here. super useful. So, okay, so we do have preview right here that is done. And the next thing that we want, know that we created the collection, mint the NFT in this collection, and make sure that we have this NFT, we can send this NFT to another wallet. Okay, so what I will do is the same thing. So let's change it right now this time. Don't forget. Nope. Okay, send. So let's do import send from this. And let's create it right now. So once again, we're going to this URL. I'll show you the file right now. All right, so we go to this URL right here, and I'm going to copy paste the content of that file right here and explain what's going on. Okay, so right here we have pretty much the same as prior. We have the fees that is once again different because it's a different message type that have a different predetermined fee. And we have this message, so NFT dot send. What we need in order to create this message is the sender, the receiver, the class ID of the NFT, and the NFT itself. So only 4 parameters, right? And if you compare with the number of parameters that we needed to issue a class, so that is way less parameters, right? So it means that all of those different parameters are inferred by this NFT being part of the collection. So same thing right here, we get the Coreum signer, we sign and broadcast the message saying that it's come from this wallet. And then this is just basic UI, right? So we have the inputs for user to enter his to enter the class ID, to enter the NFT ID, and to enter the address of the receiver. Then we have the button that we call this function, which is the function that will send the NFT. That will actually trigger the wallet. So, okay, let's see what's going on right here. So on send, now we have this. So let's copy paste the NFT class ID that we have now in our preview. So I'll copy paste it right here. NFT ID that was live workshop. Okay, and the receiver. So I'll need to take another wallet. So I'll take this one from Lip. So like this, I can also show you that we can connect from the Lip wallet. And okay, so let's send this. Okay, so this owner want to send this NFT to another owner. Let's do it. Let's wait. Oh, invalid class ID. So it means that, yeah, I added the wrong class ID. Oh, I didn't add any class ID actually. Receiver and actually preview. So that is the class ID right here. Perfect. Send class ID. I'll copy paste the address back, and then NFT ID that was live workshop. Okay, let's try again. Okay, send. Should be good. Let's wait a little bit. Invalid
No,
class ID.
yeah. Did you specify the registry into the send transaction?
Yeah, that is all of that is done. I think
Okay,
it's really because I had a space right here. So that is related to the UI not being super
sure.
optimized. But that's a good question. So, for example, in a production application, you will, of course, probably don't want the user to input the class ID itself. We will fetch it for him, and for example, made a tab list where user can select his NFTs class ID. Same for the ID of the NFT itself. So let's try again. Hopefully, it's gonna work that time. Send.
Refresh it. Yep.
Nice, good, good. Take some time. Okay, send. Yeah, I think it's my computer getting a little bit slow. All right, so okay, perfect. So it got sent. We can look at the transaction as well. And it's right here. All right, send NFT send. So we have my account right here that sent this NFT with this class ID to this owner. All right. And if we look in the preview NFTs, we can see that it's not here anymore. So what I'll do is like disconnect from that wallet address and connect with my Leap wallet and see if I have this NFT. Okay, so it's right here. No, that this one actually. So live workshop. Perfect. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you look at what we've done during the workshop, we did issue a class, mint an NFT, and then send this NFT to another user. So the application is still missing a couple of things. So for example, there's missing the little either right here. Okay, let's compare the one we have in production and this one. So that is a production one, and that is this one. So yeah, not bad. So we have all of the features and the things that are missing. It's really UI and UX related features to make sure that it's looking good. But everything is working. It's looking pretty good. So yeah. Do you have any questions, Jay?
No, I don't have any questions. So one thing I want to mention is if you guys didn't understand this application, what we can do is we can break down the code and create a Google Doc so that you could understand what's going on with the code. Just breaking down the code, and we will create a Google Doc so you guys can understand better. How's
Okay,
that,
good idea.
Alvan? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. But I see we have like question in here. So
There's no questions, I
oh, there
believe.
is no question at all. Okay. Okay, no,
Yeah.
that's you.
I
So
was just
okay, cool.
explaining, yeah, I was just explaining what's happening with the application. So hopefully these notes will be recorded. Obviously, this is a recorded video, and these notes will be available to everyone. And if you guys have still any questions, ping us. We would love to help you guys out with this application. And yeah,
All right. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So thank you everyone who did attend the workshop. As Jay said, it's gonna be recorded, so no big deal if you miss the live demonstration. And yeah, make sure to come for the next workshop. I'm not sure if we have anything to add. Oh, yeah, I see. I see Levi that said the Google Doc will help. So
yes, for sure.
perfect.
Yeah. All right. So
Thank
yeah, thank
you.
you guys. The hell one. That was a really good workshop, and I hopefully you guys like the workshop. And next workshop will be really cool as well. And we're excited, and thank you guys for joining. Appreciate it.
Yeah, actually, maybe we can start showcasing the next workshop. So the next workshop, guys, is
Sure.
going to be on ISO 222. So make sure you come to this one too. It's going to be Keen or smart contract engineer that showcase how ISO 222 has been implemented in the ISO simulator that the team had built. So yeah, thanks again for joining, guys. Hopefully that was helpful, and yeah, see you guys soon. And thank you for all of the messages, Rene, Luca, Marco, Crypto Plus. Thank you, guys. All right, see you.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Actually, do you know how we cut that thing?
Yeah.
All right, can you cut it, please?
Okay.
Awesome.